We have a big weekend of Premier League football ahead of us, and there are so many big games that are going to happen. We have Manchester United facing Tottenham. We have Manchester City playing against Liverpool. We have Wolves against Chelsea. We have Arsenal going to play against Sunderland, who they failed to beat in the return leg. So there's quite a lot on the line. Can Arsenal extend their lead at the top of the table? Can Chelsea, Manchester United, or Liverpool make a better claim for this top four? And also, can Tottenham get out of this weird place that they are in the Premier League table? So there's a lot to talk about, but let's get started. I'm going to talk about Manchester United against Tottenham first. Now, Tottenham have been terrible this season. They've been absolutely awful in the Premier League. They're 14th, which is a position they should not even be in, but it's not even a shocker because last season they were even worse. But with the way things are, Thomas Frank is under a lot of pressure. On the other hand, you have Manchester United, who have been really doing well under Michael Carrick. 3 games, 3 wins, late goals, Fergie time. The vibes are right at Manchester United. And now they're facing a Tottenham side who are 14th, who are not doing so well. I think this could be a tough game because Tottenham tend to find a way to play well against the teams from Manchester for some reason. Look at the last game. They drew with Manchester City when Manchester City were 2-0 up. I think Tottenham can really try to spoil the party. I think that's what they're good at. And then they'll just go and play another random side and lose, maybe Bournemouth or Leeds or something. But against Manchester sides, they tend to play really well. I think there was a time recently that they beat Manchester United 6-1. It was the same day that Liverpool lost 7-2. But that's not what we're talking about today. The point is, this is going to be a tough game in my opinion. I know that everybody's expecting Manchester United to completely blow Tottenham away, but there's a world in which this ends as a draw. But the way Manchester United have been playing, the vibes, the better football, the better performances, I find it hard to see a world in which Manchester United don't win this game. So I think it's going to be a tight one. I think Manchester United win this one 2-1. Now let's talk about Arsenal. Arsenal are top of the league, 6 points clear. They're looking to extend their lead as much as possible this week because Manchester City have a big game against Liverpool. So Arsenal need to win this game. It's against Sunderland. But Sunderland are not doing badly at all this season. They were one of the teams that came up this season, and you could say they were probably favourites to go down. But they don't even find themselves in 18th. They find themselves in 8th. So they're doing really well. And in the previous fixture between these two teams, Arsenal were not able to beat them. It was a late equalizer, but still, Arsenal were not able to beat Sunderland. So it shows the kind of team Sunderland have been. Yes, they're not the best, but at home, they're really good. But now they go into the Emirates. And, you know, the Emirates has been really good for Arsenal this season. Although they've lost 1 game, and that game was quite recent, 2 weeks ago to Manchester United. So Arsenal will want to rectify this loss that they had at the Emirates back in the Premier League. Yes, they won a game in the Carabao Cup at the Emirates, but now that they're back for the Premier League, they would want to get back to winning ways. I think Arsenal need to win this game to put the pressure on Manchester City the next day. So I think Arsenal win this game maybe by 2-0. So I think Arsenal get this game 1. Now let's talk about Wolves and Chelsea. I think this one is straightforward. Wolves have been horrible this season. Like, literally just 1 win from 24 games. Like, I think they've had 5 draws and the rest have been losses. Like, they've been terrible this season. Like, Hall of Shame performance, honestly. And it's such a pity. But they face a Chelsea side who have not lost in the Premier League since Liam Rossini came in. And I actually do like Liam Rossini. That's probably something I'll talk about properly. I think he's a good coach. I think he knows what he's doing. He has the ideas. Yes, the Arsenal game was not perfect, and they need to bounce back from that one because that's a big disappointment. But now Chelsea need to get back to winning ways. They've been doing well under Rossini so far, and now they face a Wolves side who have been just awful this season. Yet they started to play a bit better this year, but it's still Chelsea, and Chelsea have a mission, which is to keep the pressure and try to earn a top 4 spot. It might be a top 5 this season to qualify for the Champions League, but until then, they need to fight for a top 4 spot. So with a game like Manchester United against Tottenham, I think Chelsea would need to make sure that they're getting 3 points. Like, they can't tell what the result is going to be, but 3 points will be very important for them. So I think this one is going to be a very straightforward win for Chelsea, probably 2-0 or 3-0. Could even be 4, but we'll see how that one goes. So let's talk about the big game this weekend, and after that I'll talk about the rest of the matches. My Liverpool side face Manchester City at home on Sunday in the final game of the weekend. Honestly, I'm not sure where this one goes. I don't want Arsenal to win the league. And it's not because I don't like Arsenal as a team. I just know that Arsenal fans are so noisy. Guys, like, I've been listening to Arsenal fans throughout this season, and it's like, bro, guys, if these guys win the league, it's going to be very frustrating because we're going to hear it for the rest of our lives. Like, I'm not looking forward to it, but it looks like it's going to happen. But the simple truth is, I don't hate Arsenal enough to want my team to lose. I'm sorry. If you want to hear me say Liverpool are going to lose this game, I'm sorry, you are the wrong video. I'm a Liverpool fan. I want my team to win. So I think this is going to be a tough game because Man City need to actually win this game. Liverpool also need to win to keep the pressure on the top four and stay within the distance between Manchester United and Chelsea. So it's going to be a big game, and it's one of those ones where both teams need to win, so it could end up being a draw. So my head tells me that this could be a draw, but my heart wants to Liverpool win. I don't care how it happens, 1-0, 2-0, 5-0, 2-1, I don't know. But I want Liverpool to win this game. My prediction is, I have to make one between my heart and my head. I'm going to say Liverpool get the edge in this game, and I think Liverpool will win 2-1. Advantage Arsenal, so be it, but I'm not going to say that my team should lose. I want my team to win. So I'm going with a 2-1 win for Liverpool. Now, the other games, let's talk about Aston Villa, because I know Aston Villa are really still, they're not completely out of the title race. You know, a big loss last week for them was not good. Losing at home to a 10-man Brentford. Shocking stuff, you know. Like, I'm not shocked about it, to be completely honest, because I just feel like Aston Villa, as much as they're trying to stay in the race for the Premier League title, nobody really expected them to be here. So I think they're starting to show that they have some weaknesses, but they face, who do they face this week?
One eternity later.
They face Bournemouth, who just beat Liverpool a couple of weeks ago. So it could be a tough game. But I don't think Bournemouth have it in them to win this game. I mean, they're riding on confidence now, so they could. But I think this one is going to go to Aston Villa. If they really want to save their chances of staying in the Premier League title race, they have to win this game. So I think it's going to be a tough one, but I think Aston Villa win this game 1-0. Now, the other games, let's talk about Fulham and Everton. Now, this is one of those games where it's very interesting. I think they're level on points and also goal difference as well. So it could be a really tough game for both sides. But Fulham are at home. Everton have played decently as well. I think Fulham will get the edge in this game. Or it could be a draw. Actually, I think this is going to be a draw. Probably 1-1 or 2-2. Let's talk about Burnley and West Ham now. Two relegation zone teams, as we can see. They've not been doing well. And West Ham, to be fair, they've been the best side in the relegation zone recently. I mean, they were winning some games until they lost to Chelsea last week, and it was a really disappointing loss from them. So I think this one will be one of those ones where West Ham know they need to win. They're away, so Burnley may really, really fight for it because the Burnley are looking for any win that they can get, but they've been winless for such a long time. So if there's anything, this could be a draw, but I think that based on form and who has been playing better, I think this is going to be a West Ham win. Now, the other games, let's talk about, which one haven't I spoken about? Newcastle and Brentford. Now, Newcastle have been really disappointing this season. They're not even in the top 10 right now from the last time I checked. So they need to get back into the top 10 because this has not been good from them at all. You know, yes, they're playing Champions League football, but still, they would like to qualify again for the Champions League and they need to get a top 5 finish. So it's not looking very likely, but at least they want to go to Europe. So whether it's the Europa League or the Conference League, they need to do something to qualify. Now they face a Brentford side who are also flying high. They're 7th in the league, which is quite impressive because I know everybody was thinking, oh, Brentford will probably go down this season, you know, losing Thomas Frank, losing Mbuemo, losing some of their other players. It was like, you know, everything that was right for Brentford was gone, but they find themselves in the top 10. And not just top 10, they are currently 7th in the league, literally just 6 points behind Liverpool. That's how good they've been. Yes, I would acknowledge that the top 6, apart from Arsenal, have not been good enough this season, but still, they're doing what they have to do to stay in contention for a place in Europe this season. So I think Brentford, with the way they're playing, it could be a tough game. But Newcastle at St. James's Park, they need to win this game. There's no other option. They need to win. So I think this is going to be another tough one. But I see a world where Newcastle, just because of how good they are and the heritage they have, the home crowd and everything, I think they're going to edge this one, probably 1-0. Now, Brighton and Crystal Palace, which these are two teams that I would say they've been disappointing this season. they were better last season, or they punched above their weight towards the beginning of the season as well. Like, I mean, when the season started, Brighton were beating Man City, Crystal Palace were beating Liverpool. So, and in fact, they beat Liverpool 3 times this season already, but it has just not gone well. The last time the Crystal Palace won a game was early in December, and they were early in February. So, it's been really bad. I see a world where this is going to be a draw. Like, the teams are so bad, or they've been in really poor form. Crystal Palace are going through a lot. They've lost Mateta. No, they haven't lost Mateta, but they have to try and reintegrate him after his failed move to AC Milan. They know that Glasner is moving. They've lost their captain. It just feels like there's a lot of stuff that's not good around the energy in the Crystal Palace zone. So I think this could be a really interesting one. I think it's going to be a draw, maybe 1-1. And then I think that's all for this one. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. It's the first time I'm doing this, so it's a bit impromptu and not properly planned the way I would love for it to be planned. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know your score predictions as well, particularly the bigger games. I want to know what you guys think. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay safe and cheers.